Metro on 101.9 WDET FM. I'm Tia Graham here with Robin Vincent and Robin Clean Cruise.
That's right. That's right. I mean, well, to get to the clean cruise, we first got to talk about the dream cruise, okay? And hate it or love it, many have heard about the dream cruise, right? It's an event that gives people an opportunity to appreciate their cars, car history, and hang out with other car lovers alongside Michigan's oldest road. But now there's a new tradition being started by lovers of electric cars. The Clean Cruise will bring together industry experts, EV owners, environmentalists, and members of the public to explore all things EV in downtown Ferndale. Here to discuss the event on Saturday is Amy Rogghe. She is a physician's assistant by trade and the executive director of the Michigan Electric Vehicle Alliance, which is helping to organize the Clean Cruise. Amy, welcome to the Metro.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. So what is the Clean Cruise, and where did the idea come from?
Sure. The Clean Cruise was born from the Michigan Electric Vehicle Alliance and our members just wanting to get the word out there and teach the public all of the benefits about owning and operating an EV. We wanted to get the truths out there because there's a lot of myths circulating about EVs, and just to bring families down and have a fun day and celebrate EVs.
Okay, so we are in the business of facts here, right, at WDET. So demystify some of those falsehoods. Tell us what we need to know.
Sure. Yeah, the biggest one I would say is probably the range anxiety. So a lot of people still believe that, either EVs have a range of like 50 miles or there's no charging infrastructure anywhere around the state. And that's just not true anymore. If you look at the average EV that's being sold today, it has a range of around 220 to 250 miles. So my EV, for instance, I can drive from Grand Haven, Michigan, right on the Lake Michigan shoreline, all the way over to Ferndale on a single charge. I don't have to stop. So
wow.
Range anxiety is kind of going out the wayside nowadays.
Okay, that is good to know. There is no reason to be anxious here about your EV or your thoughts about maybe purchasing one. So where will you all be on Woodward?
So we are going to be right on East 9 Mile, just east of Woodward. We're going to have a whole section of East 9 Mile shut down between Woodward and Leland. It's going to be a great outdoor event. We're supposed to have good weather tomorrow, so we're really excited about that. And it goes from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Okay. All right. That is good to know. We've got now some of the basic info. So I want to stop for a moment, if we could, and hit the brakes on EVs and talk about hybrids. People want to buy hybrids in part because the car companies are pushing them now. Why are they wrong to do that?
I wouldn't say they're wrong to buy hybrid by any means. So a lot of people use it almost as a transition. They get an idea of what, kind of a hybrid electric and gas vehicle feels like. And then a lot of people take the next step and go to a purely electric vehicle, which is great. So my mom drives a hybrid. A lot of my family members do. I think it's a great option. I wouldn't say that the car companies are necessarily pushing hybrids. And again, there's another myth out there that the sales of EVs have gone down, and that is not true. Sales of EVs are going up every single year, and the U.S. market is getting more prominent on the international stage every single year. The sale of EVs didn't go up as rapidly as the automakers liked them to be. So I think that's why they've kind of come back and really promoting hybrids as well. But I do want to stress that EV sales are still profoundly increasing every year, even in our state of Michigan.
Right now we're speaking with Amy Rogghe. She's the executive director of the Michigan Electric Vehicle Alliance, which is helping to organize the Clean Cruise this Saturday in Ferndale. So, okay, when we're talking about EVs, and Amy, you're talking about sales of EVs, some people are really concerned about the price. I realize you said that sales are on the upswing. What kinds of EVs should people be looking at? What kinds of things can they do to lower the cost of the vehicle?
Sure, great question. I mean, I think going to any of the websites that discuss different forms of EVs, I mean, there's several out there. We even have some resources on our website, michiganeva.org. And just trying to figure out, like buying any car, whether it's gas or electric, what kind of options and things you're looking for. Obviously, with an EV, you would want something with probably longer range, unless you're just using it as a commuter vehicle just to get to work and back, which some people do utilize it that way. If you're talking price of EVs, so the upfront cost is still slightly higher than buying an ICE vehicle. So that's an internal combustion engine vehicle. However, there is an option of a $7,500 federal tax credit. And now, starting last year, we actually have a $4,000 tax credit to buy a used EV, which is great because, you know, the majority of people actually do not buy cars new. We know that. So it's great that we actually have that tax credit for a used EV now.
Okay, Amy, there's quite the contrast, right? The elephant in the room here, I should say. Like, we have the Dream Cruise occurring concurrently, right? Is this at all a challenge for the Dream Cruise to have the Clean Cruise? And, you know, we, again, have to acknowledge the contrast. We've got these old, beautiful cars that are not so environmentally friendly.
Sure. Great question, and we've gotten that a lot in recent months. We are in no way trying to combat or be opposed to the Dream Cruise. The Dream Cruise celebrates Michigan's long-standing history and culture, and we want to pay homage to that for sure. So the Dream Cruise looks at the past and all the beautiful cars, like you said. I mean, my dad owns a classic car, so I've been to the Dream Cruise myself growing up. It's a phenomenal event. And the organizers of the Dream Cruise are actually in full support of the Clean Cruise. So it's been great working with them, working with the city of Ferndale. And basically it's two separate events, but we're both looking at the same thing, right? We're looking at the past and the beautiful tradition of those classic cars in Michigan and on Woodward Avenue, historic Woodward Avenue. And then we're looking to the future and you know, celebrating all of the innovation and the sustainability functionality and just everything that's coming down the pipeline in EVs.
Beautiful. Okay, so there's room for both. Amy Rogghe is the executive.
Absolutely.
You're the executive director of the Michigan Electric Vehicle Alliance. We know that's helping to organize the Clean Cruise. That is happening when? Give us the final details.
Sure, great. So the Clean Cruise is tomorrow, August 3rd, Saturday. It's going to be in downtown Ferndale on East 9 Mile Road. We are starting at 11 a.m. and we finish at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m., we will all go out and actually cruise Woodward. So everybody is invited to bring their EVs and actually do that cruise with us at 3 p.m.
Amy, thanks so much for joining us on the Metro.
Thank you for having me.